welcome back to Lauren's Take. Okay, so I'm very happy because I finally just finished the last episode of season 1 of Shadow and Bone. So this is going to be a review video on kind of what I was going over in the first video where I was just talking about the first half. Um, I'm going to try to make sure I don't give any spoilers. I'm just going to be, well, I am going to give some spoilers because it's just things that I was happy about, things I wasn't happy about, all that good stuff. But yeah, before we get started, make sure to subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed already, and let's get started. Okay, so I have to say the second half, I don't know what it was. I was in it. I was for it. The whole show I was for, like there really weren't any issues that I had aside from again the Alexander thing, which I talked about in length in the last episode of Lauren's Take, episode video of Lauren's Take. But I mean, it's just of course they had to change things, and I'm okay with the changes. Like I'm always usually kind of worried and nervous about the different changes that they made, but like for instance, the whole last episode we have kind of the compilation or connection of the crows with Mal, and then Mal and Alina, and then Mal, Alina, and Zoya. So that was new, and I was cool with it. I was like, this is interesting. This is how we're going to kind of correlate these two. It's going to be interesting because season 2, I haven't read anything or anything because I didn't want any spoilers. When I tell you I literally just finished that last episode, I literally just finished the last episode. Um, but I am so excited. I am so happy. I don't know what to do with myself. Um, yeah, episode 5 was so good. Episode 6 was so good. Episode 7 was so good. Episode 8, like there was something in each episode that I just loved tremendously because episode 5 is kind of like the unraveling of everything when we know that the Darkling is actually the Black Heretic. We find out I think it's in either episode 5 or 6. And I think it's, or is it 7? I was very happy with the different things, like the entire ball scene, the little heist thing we had with the crows. That was so cute, so cool. I knew I couldn't trust that Arkin guy. He was messy, real messy, as we found out. And I'm very happy with Ben Barnes as the Darkling. I think he was getting on my nerve, though. I would say. I think it was not Ben Barnes, but like the Darkling himself was just getting on my nerve because he was just being extra a lot of the time. And he's just like, you know what, Alina, I don't know why you're doing this. Like, we're literally in this together. And I'm like, no, you're not. Tell her the truth. But of course he didn't. As we know, that happened in the book. And the whole scene with Bagger telling Alina the truth, I enjoyed that whole, like, sequence, everything. I loved how that went on. I loved how Alina ended up getting into the crow's carriage and that worked out perfectly. It was so cute. I was like, oh my gosh. And then I loved the moments we had with Kaz and Inej. I just could not. And Jesper, he got booed up a little bit too. I was like, yes. It was a lot. Okay, like I was excited. Um the scene between the Darkling and Alina, their first kiss scene in the show did not happen in the book. I don't remember. I don't think it happened in the book. And I'm pretty sure it didn't because I've read the book how long ago? It's been probably about a month ago now, or a little over a month ago. And yeah, I think the one that happened like during the ball or the feat or the fate. Yes, that did happen, but not the one that would happen prior. And I was just kind of like, oh, it was kind of random and interesting. And it was like, say the chemistry between, I'm moving all over the place, but the chemistry between the actors, all of the actors, they just casted it so well. Freddie Carter is just the embodied me, like the embodiment, the epitome. I don't know. I think I was trying to say the embodiment, but the epitome of who Kaz Brekker is. And I said this in the last video, but like genuinely, and there were so many moments in episode 5, 6, 7, and 8 that we just saw that. In episode 8, he gave this look And I'm like, if that is not Kaz Brucker, I don't know who it is. And I was just like so for it. And then, um, the Darkling, Ben Barnes is just embodying the dark. Like, I really saw it, especially in the last scene of the show where he emerges from the fold because everyone think he dead, but he ain't. And, I don't know why I said ain't. I'm sorry. Everyone thinks he's dead, but he's not. And I think that was like so crazy. And then him walking out, like okay, he looked really, really nice. Okay, he looked real nice on the eyes, and I was like, he had multiple moments where I was just like, ooh, oh, okay, ooh, but yeah. And if you know exactly what I mean, like fans, y'all know what I'm talking about. That last scene, because his face is just completely submerged with like the black marks of Merzos and all that cool stuff. And then he's like coming out, and then Nichov, Nichovoya, Nichovoya. I'm probably saying it wrong, but that whole thing messed me up, and I'm like, come on, give me season 2 now. Like, I need it now. I'm just so happy. I'm so happy. Let's talk about Nina and Matthias. Nina and Matthias, y'all. Episode 6. I seriously think that was like my favorite episode of the entire show because of the Nina and Matthias moments, because I think this is really what we're seeing. Like, a lot of what we saw in Six of Crows is kind of like what happened with these two. And so we got to see kind of like the relationship that they kind of built. At first it was kind of like enemies to lovers, but then they like started to kind of fall for each other. We unfortunately didn't get his, but there were like really cute, funny moments in that. But it was just a lot. And then episode 8, it's just like it all went away, and I was like, no, because like I was very depressed. I was very depressed. A lot. It's a lot of emotions, y'all. But I'm happy with it. I'm very happy with the casting of Nina and Matthias. I don't think I talked about them enough, because I really hadn't been introduced to them at the point that I was when I first filmed the review, and there weren't a lot of clips of them in the trailers because their story, it's still very similar to what we already knew about them in Six of Crows. So I do like how we did kind of stick to that. But it's just sad because I'm excited for season 2 just to see more of like this relationship evolving with Nina and Matthias. So yeah, but it's sad because Matthias is now going to Hellgate, and it's like it's funny because I'm rereading Six of Bones right now. Six of Bones, wow. Six of Crows right now. What I am I thinking of City of Bones? Oh well, Six of Crows. I'm rereading that right now, and so it's kind of like funny watching this and watching that. I had totally forgot about the scene in Six of Crows where Kaz literally messed someone up for hurting Edge. I was just like, this dude was whipped from the beginning, but like we had multiple moments in the show where he was so freaking whipped, and I was just like, I am so here for this. But let's talk about Lena and Mal. Y'all, I've literally turned into a Melina shipper watching the season. I literally have. I'm always, I'm team Nikolai hands down. But this show made me team Melina for the win because it was just Archie Renell. I can't I can't. You just made me so happy as Mal. It's just and then Jesse Maley, oh my gosh. As Alina, it's perfect. But like aside from like the Melina feels, like them as their characters were just it was everything, y'all. It was so good. I was so excited. I was so happy. It was just like the emotions, and then these little, little things that they added that I enjoyed. Like the thing is, usually I'm that person like, well, that didn't happen, that didn't happen, that didn't happen. But I was okay with the changes. And I was okay with the different way they went about certain like meetings or re-meetings or whatever. I was happy with it. And, it was just I could no complaints. Okay, I'm just gonna be completely honest. Again, I really do like how they kind of reimagined the final battle scene of Shadow and Bone, the book, because I think it helped to create a different storyline for the show that's going to be able to incorporate the Six of Crows characters and the Shadow and Bone characters. And really being able to see that dynamic was really interesting. And I love the little friendship that we now get to see with Zoya and Inej. Like I never thought about that before. And so it was really cute to see that. Inej was slaying me. Jesper was slaying me. Kaz slayed me at the end. He was saving Inej, and I was like, yes. Okay, let me stop the connection. But like it was cute. It was cute. And him powerful they both are as their individual characters was so huge. And just for he keeps the comedic relief, but he's always there. And I think that's the coolest aspect of him. And just he just makes everyone happy. He makes me happy. Every time I see Jesper, I'm like, oh Jesper. And yeah, but I was just I'm all over the place, y'all. But overall, I loved the show. I am so here for it. So here for the characters. So here for the plot line. The plot line was messing me up mentally. I was going crazy. I really enjoyed the visual effects of the like, especially my favorite was has to be like the Darkling's power because it was just so cool how they were able to bring that all together to make it the visual representation of what the Fold is, what his power is, what Alina's power is, what are all the Grisha's powers are. I think that was so cool. I was just I'm just happy. Okay? I'm simply happy with everything that happened aside from the Alexander thing. That is like literally my biggest pet peeve. The one thing I would say David, I like David, I do. I would say I don't know. I think they made him a little too antisocial. Like he wasn't I don't know if I just imagined David a little bit differently. So I think that's another critique that I would probably have. I just like I don't think he's more not shy. He just doesn't talk. And the whole necklace, oh god, that terrified me because I'm like that's not I don't think that's what she meant in the book. Um yeah, that messed me up mentally. It was kind of graphic, but yeah, it was a lot. But those are like the main things that I had a problem with. But I really didn't have many problems. And again, and those are like just small things that are probably going to be fine in season two, season three. We're all just trying to get used to everything. But I have to admit, one of the best adaptations I have seen of a series yet. Um, and Netflix, you didn't mess it up. Sometimes you'll mess it up a little bit. You make it a little too cringy, or you make it a little too, or you add too much, or mess up too much. But Shadow and Bone was like the perfect compilation of what we loved from the books compared to some new additions that were perfect for the show. And I'm just so happy with the characters. I'm like, I mean, I think those are like, I'm the person who reads novels for the characters. I love the characters. I love their relationships, their arcs, all that. And I was loving what we were seeing in the show. It was just, it made your girl happy, okay? So, I'm gonna give it a rating. I'm going to give it a 4.75. So that's a pretty good rating out of 5 stars. Reason is just simply for those things that I dislike because they really weren't that big. And of course, every show needs growth, but I think for its first season to get that high of a score, I think that's pretty good. It just went down to number two because of this animated movie, but hopefully it'll come back up to number one. And hopefully enough people have been watching it so we can get season two. So I'm very excited. Very excited. Okay, I think that pretty much sums up my video. I apologize if it was all over the place, but I really just want to hurry up and get you guys this video. Um, so I really enjoyed the show basically, and yeah. All right, that pretty much sums up this awesome video. So you guys know what to do. Give this video a big thumbs up. Don't give it a thumbs down. That's just rude. Also, subscribe if you're not subscribed already. And again, comment down below to say your thoughts of Shadow and Bone. Again, I loved it. I hope you loved it. They really made us proud. So I'm very happy about it. And yeah. All right. I'll see you guys later. Bye.